And go.
Hello, and welcome to another Shittywebcomics Weekly brought to you by our Subscribe Star backers. Give us money on Subscribe Star for money, for
For
supporting
money.
us, because
Fuck
we're
you, pay me. The classic, our favorite catchphrase. Fuck you, pay me.
fuck you, pay me. That's the one of the oldest forced catchphrases from Shitty Webcomics. But the
Reinvented that now.
uh, it's been so long, I forgot what the opening pattern's supposed to be, aside from mentioning the Subscribe Star. But the Subscribe Star has tons of videos going up every 5 days. It's a new bonus fucking thing that is a deep lore. We're talking about the stuff about comics that nobody else wants to talk about or admit
People are
to.
afraid. That's what I'm really realizing. It's not just even that they don't know. They're fucking
We're
terrified to even
fucking
think this shit.
we're catching people like fucking there is you can actually detect a genetic flaw in people just by watching them leave out context in an argument, and we've been fucking just taking people to the mat over and over just in the past few days alone. But the videos on our Subscribe Star are basically wall to wall, that just totally owning, total ownage of
They're going to
internet
rue the
nerds.
day. They're
Con-
going to rue the day.
yes, maximum ruage, extreme ruage, as they say
The
in
extreme, yeah.
the extreme, as a reference to the wonderful classic motion picture Twister, with the fucking soundtrack that was almost about tornadoes.
It was almost ruined by Sammy Shammy Hagar.
Shammy, of
Van
course.
Hagar. I like Van Halen, not Van Hagar.
Shammy spelled Chamois, of course. But
Yeah, that's what it's called.
that's just what
Just how
the
it's
nickname.
spelled.
The Red Rocker, are ya? But
The red
anyways,
cocker.
um, the yeah the a lot of really good stuff. Our videos on our Subscribe Star are fucking just, they're piss maxing to a new level, but they're
A new form of maxing called piss
piss
maxing.
maxing.
They invented it.
Pretty cool. I guess it's one of the cool things that Cape Cucks did, I suppose. Maybe, I don't know. But there's like, we've been really upgrading the videos by just focusing on what we're talking about, instead of like the old videos. People who've been following us for more than a year, I think, or 2 years at least, well, remember, we used to try recording videos while playing games. Now we just play the game separately and then throw the game footage over top of us
I
talking.
have to admit that was back then it was bad. Even the good parts.
We were trying to time max, if you will. We were time maxing.
A new form of maxing that's not as gay as piss
Yeah,
maxing.
yes, but the thing is that we were doing that because we wanted to get as many things out of the way as possible, which was cover a topic, discuss things, um, and also play video
Enjoy
game.
video games, get background footage.
We wanted to play the video games to get that over with, and have the footage over top us talking. So, but it's better now. In fact, not only better, but I just discovered a delightful thing about VR. Some of the VR. This is completely irrelevant, but just one more minute. The
So irrelevant it should be wrapped up in cellophane.
the VR games I've been playing, some of them, like the way they display on the desktop, are all different. Every single one of them, like every one of them controls differently. Every one of them displays differently. Every one of them has their own little problems, their own niggles, I suppose you could call it.
Petty nickels.
People who
Perhaps.
annoy, the clue is people who annoy you. What kind of person really annoys me? Well, let me tell you.
Let me tell you about the petty niggles.
The the thing is that, yeah, some of the games like Skyrim VR would display on the desktop as this narrow fucking thing. It's like, what the hell is this?
Arrow fucking bullshit. What the fuck is
What the
this?
fuck is this? But
Kind of like when Meatwad got that fucking
Yeah.
was it a baby shower gift?
Yeah, it was like yeah, he was getting baby shower gifts that were just totally lame, and he was just so uppity about every single one of them. What a jerk.
Each one he got before he even saw it, he was like, "Oh, you
Thank
shouldn't have." And
you.
then he finally opens it and is like, "What the hell is this?"
Even if it's like this one's a baby stroller, clearly before you fucking remove the wrapping, then you remove the wrapping, and it's like, what the hell is this? It's just fucking. It was pretty obvious what it was. But anyways, um, I found a thing where the Steam VR, the little Steam VR window that pops up when you open Steam VR to play a game, on your desktop, that little window along the bottom that says Steam VR, the three lines, you click that, and it'll go into. There's a thing called VR View or Show VR View that pops up a window that shows what you're actually supposed to be seeing in the fucking goggles, and you can cap that in OBS. And I was like, oh shit, finally, because I've been looking for fucking answers, like how do I see the real full fucking thing in this game or that, because some games wouldn't have that problem. A lot of the games I've been recording, like Pavlov, doesn't have that problem. Pavlov's fucking desktop view by default looks perfectly fine. Um, One other thing I also learned though is that you can, like Alt Enter will full screen the video, but it will still be narrow for some of these games, like After the Fall, which is a relatively decent game. Skyrim VR, which is a wonderful, wonderful classic, a gift given to us by God.
It's a new classic. It's revitalizing
Yes,
the classic.
it's a classic all
back.
over again as I play it in VR. But the desktop view of that is this really narrow window, and I don't know why, because the game's not narrow in the goggles. No games are narrow in the goggles. It doesn't make sense, and it's narrower in the fucking thing than it ever could be. It's clearly squished, and it's like, what's the point of this? I don't even know, but I found out that Steam VR has this thing called VR View. It opens it as a window, and it just opens by default once you turn it on. So I can just have OBS record and capture that. And it looks a lot better. It's better FOV. That's how I found out how to fucking look for this, was like, how do I increase my FOV in VR on the desktop? And someone was like, well, you open the, it was a YouTube video where some guy was like, you'll notice
YouTube
that when
videos
you're
seem to be
recording
the
this,
number one way that I actually get shit done, which is why
yeah,
I'm on YouTube
you
now.
learn stuff the best. The funny thing is, so many other, like, I would Google it and it would
That's
be
how I
like,
found out how to
if you
mod a
go
bunch of
into
games.
the
That's how I found
video
out.
settings, and it's
That's
like,
how I
that's not what I'm
fucking found out
fucking
how to
looking
mod
for.
like GTA 5. Like I looked up all the instructions on the fucking internet on the mod pages and shit, and it's like, do this thing. I do the thing, it doesn't work. Then I look up the fucking instructions on YouTube, and it's like, here's what you're really supposed to do.
Yeah, it
Now
fucking,
it's really
and
happening.
that's not thanks to YouTube. It's thanks to the idea of
Yeah,
video
no,
hosting. It would have happened on any site that was
yes.
the prevalent video hosting site. That's the thing. I wish we could all go to another one, but the other one would probably just face the same problems that YouTube does, is that, oh well, if we want to make money, we have to really police the things that aren't worth policing or don't need to be policed, you know. That's how fucking this gay society is. And speaking of gay society, that brings us to the comics. We were going to just do a short little ass video. In fact, I should just stop recording and start all over from scratch, where we
But this
fucking,
is all good. This is all gold. In fact,
it's
this
perfect
really
gold.
should just be its own separate video.
It's, yeah, it's so good. But here, to justify this actually being a Shitty Webcomics Weekly episode about webcomics, here, this one, the first one, we'll
Just for
just
the
do a
latest
couple
Stone
for this
Toss.
week. The
Just
first
for the
one,
latest Stone Toss. Our favorite webcomic, Stone Toss. The best conservative comic ever.
to be honest, I
Indie,
fucking
indie conservative comic.
lately Stone Toss has been not fucking terrible or less good, but like the past
It's never been
few,
amazing.
some of the past few Stone Toss comics I thought were like, I don't know.
There's nothing mind-blowing about what Stone Toss says or does.
Yeah, he's just being sensible. Hey,
The only thing that's amazing is the reaction to Stone Toss from people who are
yeah,
so angry that conservatives have a viewpoint on anything.
or that there's like the guy isn't even really necessarily conservative by the exact definition so much as he's
And he's a
like,
black woman.
yeah, he's more like just a noticer. He notices some stuff. Some of the comics he did recently were like fucking just kind of blunt, like, well, what do you think about that? And it's like facial expression, which is not terrible inherently, but I thought they were a little bit not as good as some of the ones he did a few months ago, which I thought were better. But down, I it kind of like Wormwood's comics better. Not Okay Comics did it one a couple weeks ago that I think is like one of the best of the
Yeah.
year, just
As
about.
far as an actual viewpoint,
The Mousetrap one, which here's the thing, let's just go follow Not Okay Comics or whatever. We don't have to review
Shitty
comics
Web
we like.
Comics recommendation.
Yes. But here, I had these open. You know, once I have something open, I'm not going to go fiddle diddle dat. But
Fiddle bum.
yes. But anyways, the this one is like one of the many like fake Kelly comics from The Onion, which are very deserving of being memes. The Kelly comics from The Onion were consistently good. I don't even know if they continue, but there were a lot of them. They're kind of a take on like the conservative or even conservative newspaper cartoons where, you know, the crying Statue of Liberty and that kind of shit, and everyone's got a T-shirt spelling out what they are and that kind of thing. This one, though,
Labeling them, thereby negating them.
yes,
Negating themselves.
but this one has like some kind of slacker, almost Beavis and Butthead dopey teen sitting on a couch. His shirt says "Today's no good teens," and the teen is saying,
Typical ugly. He's
Yes.
ugly, which is how you know he's wrong.
"Ugly," but he says, "I don't want to watch anime. I'm watching VTubers now," and the VTubers has an asterisk or whatever that says "latest fad," and then older guy saying, like the dad is like a tear down his face, and his shirt says "culture appreciating adults," and he's holding classic, and he's holding just a thing in his hand that says classic anime DVD, crying Statue of Liberty out the window, and then the TV has fucking Korone Chan, but she looks pure evil, spiky teeth, long pointy nose, going heh heh heh. I'm describing this in excruciating detail for the people who just do not even watch videos at all, because I don't.
If you can't see the video, now you don't need to.
Yeah, now you don't even need to watch the video. But anyways, and also Kelly, the other staple of these kinds of cartoons is the cartoonist drawing himself in the little corner with some kind of pun or like closing a coda, if you will. It says "Hollow Life," kind of like the Hollow Tube, Hollow V Tube, whatever the fuck, because they're holographic.
Hollow Pursuit's my favorite episode.
You know what? I want to watch that instead of recording gay ass videos. Videos are gay, but anyways. The next best thing, in fact, is Sinfest. Recent Sinfest has been basically going full mega turf to show that it's still turf, it's still feminist. Is
Not just even fucking because people were calling it like, oh, it's fucking finally gotten red pilled and
yeah, it's woke and right wing, hardcore right wing death squad.
Nope.
He's joining the right wing death squads. No, he's not. But it is still
close.
funny. It's still funny and kind of worth looking at in a joking, laughing,
funny,
joking
but
around
also
way.
in a lot of ways that he himself probably isn't capable of recognizing.
Yeah, but anyways, so it starts with a little feminist girl, Pinku Haru, feminist girl holding up, the hand mirror symbol for women, XX, and uterus sign. But then behind her are some troons, and one's got a fucking baseball
lesbian.
bat.
It's a lesbian stereotype.
It's well, the evil troons behind them are the sort of Troon stereotype of he's even drawing them with like wonky, uneven eyes, like they've gone completely insane, which I think is supposed to be in reference to some kind of arc or thing in some of the previous strips where it's like, oh, they got hit with the insanification ray, the Dr. Insano ray that made them crazy. And everyone who got hit with the crazy ray has the one googly eyeball that's extra big or whatever the fuck, or the sclera.
Dr. Insano.
I can't believe Dr. Insano is ruining this too.
To steal the diamond.
But so one of the trannies grabs the sign, rips it in half. They chasing after the girl. She goes under a ripped open fence, which if I can zoom in on this a bit more, it looks like he didn't color in her finger here. It's around the right side. I can't fucking really focus too much on it, can I? Wait, okay, yeah.
Nope.
Here, it looks like her thumb or something it didn't get colored in, which I don't want to say, oh, fucking Tetsuya, he's lost it for real this time. It's like,
shitty art, you fucking shitter.
Yeah, exactly. It's not that relevant, it's not that important. It looks like it should be a different shade, but clearly he didn't spot fill it, and he could, he may even fix that if he watches this review. Who cares? I don't think it's that important. It's not like ruined. The comic sucks now.
He's definitely going to see this review.
Yes.
He might fix it.
For absolute sure. But, so the tranny goes into Reality Zone, which, again, they never really explained what Reality Zone is, but it turns them from cartoon to real. And it's like, what are the consequences? There were never any consequences previously for years in the comic. There would be like, oh no, the sex robot, the female femme robot thing went into the reality zone. Now she's real, and it's like, why? Why is there a reality zone? It's just there. So suddenly your comic is about what if a sex doll became real because they went past a fence, and it's like, what really delineates the reality zone and why? It's just fucking, what's the point? But
the reality zone seems to make fucking previously good unreal things real and shit.
Yes, like sex dolls are now ruined thanks to the reality zone. Gee, but I have to say, almost kind of funny. Perhaps even, you could say, I could understand if somebody actually found this funny, but in a way it's because it's so hateful, and I think in an unintentionally hateful way, which I'm all in favor of.
I don't think he understands the entire concept of like you're being transphobic, bigot. He doesn't even comprehend that it's a level of woke.
The same way that like if somebody hated a woman, he wouldn't get it.
It's eating its own tail now.
Yeah, that's really what it is. It's the left turning on itself.
Is now eating its own tail.
As we said, yes. But what happens is the tranny steps into the reality zone, becomes generally less cartoony, which is funny because they looked a little less cartoony up here, and then they look more cartoony.
Masculine. It actually looks less feminine and more masculine. Like it has somehow fucking erased its fucking true-ness.
Yeah, but
the true makeup or whatever the fuck.
The Trunaloon goes into reality zone, and then the last panel is them just catching fire, as if to say, see, trannies, they're so allergic to reality. And it's like, okay, yeah, that's you know what? This kind of better than some of the recent Stone Toss comics, but on accident. And yeah, it's like you were saying that
he didn't depend any of that.
He was he clearly doesn't really understand the concept of transphobic hatred, whatever. The same way that like if he had made this comic about like a woman going into the reality zone and catching fire, first of all, that would be even funnier.
Her makeup melting off like she's like it's the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yes, and her uterus just blowing out like a fucking shotgun blast. That would be really funny. Now that
her post 30-year-old uterus exploding like a bomb.
Yeah.
A literal ticking time starts ticking like an actual fucking clock. And then it explodes like a bomb.
My biological clock is ticking like this. But anyways, So yeah, yeah, he doesn't really understand the differentiation between saying something like this about trannies and saying something like this about anything else, which I have no problem with. Like one of our peers said, Patrice O'Neill said, you know, what's wrong? Why can't I hate you? Why can't I hate? So and I say that in defense of Tetsuya. Why shouldn't he be allowed to hate trannies?
But also, why can't I hate Tatsuya?
Yeah, yes, exactly. Um, Anyways, I think that's a good sum up. As usual, way more of this kind of stuff, more reviews of comics, and more of the secret lore that people actively don't want you to know, is available on our Subscribe Star behind the pig paywall. Check that out. Only a couple of dollars, only $1 to at least follow us and get access to some of the videos, and then $5 will get you access to all of the video. Just $5. Yeah, that's not too bad. Um, but so check that out, or you can at least do that or donate $1 just to support us. That is cool. Um, and so like, unshare, recomment, unsubscribe, resubscribe, and should have listened to Shitty Webcomics.